called to him, "Stand still, stay where you are, don't move." So when Leonard Med was walking at night on a misty evening of November, that was when a car stopped near him and a metallic voice refers to a mechanical voice. "Stand still, stay where you are, don't move." He halted, he waited. "Put up your hands," but he said, "your hands up or we will shoot." The police, of course, what a rare, incredible thing. Incredible means unbelievable. In a city of 3 million, there was only one police car left. Wasn't that correct? So there were many people, but there was only one car. Why? Because ever since a year ago, 2052, the election year, the force had been cut down from 3 cars to 1. Crime was ebbing, so crime was also decreasing. There was no need now for the police, save for this one lone car wandering and wandering the empty streets. So time and time again, the author has been emphasizing on the phrase empty streets. There were no people around, there were no people who were outside, so definitely crimes were also ebbing. "Your name," said the police car in a metallic whisper. He couldn't see the men in it for the bright light in his eyes. "Leonard Med," he said. "Speak up." "Leonard Med. Business or profession?" So this is the typical way a police inquires, interrogates a person. "I guess you would call me a writer." So he was not very sure. He said that probably you can call me a writer. "No profession," said the police car, as if talking to itself. The light held him fixed like a museum specimen, needle thrust through chest. So when he said that "I'm a writer," so this is what the police responded. For him, this kind of a profession doesn't exist anymore because people don't read anymore. So a society where this kind of occupation is rare or even unnecessary. "You might say that," said Mr. Med. He hadn't written in years. Magazines and books did not sell anymore. So we can understand that this was a time when people never read magazines and books. Nobody was keen to even buy these things. Everything went on in the tomb-like houses at night now, he thought, continuing his fancy. So every house that he sees, they have been compared to a tomb-like house, means it looks more like a graveyard. There is no sound, there is hardly anybody talking, and it's like very dark, dim, a very somber and solemn appearance. The tombs, ill-lit by television light, were the people where the people sat like the dead, the grey or multicolored lights touching their faces but never really touching them. So the tombs means the houses which were ill-lit by television light. The only light that illuminated the houses were the lights from the television. So that means the entire lives of these people were centered around their screen, their televisions. So the lights touched their faces but never really touching them. This is an important line you can underline. That means they were emotionally detached from each other. It really did not touch anybody emotionally. So that means the people living in this city were emotionally detached from one another. To make it more simple, there was no connection between them, like the connection which is seen when we communicate with each other, when there is real life communication. All right, so that kind of communication was missing. Like, see, we always say, don't make the so-called friends on social media. Sometimes we make friends on social media, but actually they are not your genuine friend. How? Because you hardly meet them, you're just chatting with them, you're just communicating with them via the social media. But when you have a real friend beside you in real life, okay, that matters a lot. A friend who will be there to give you a hug, a friend who's going to who will be there to smile at you, talk to you, shake hands with you. So those things are way different from the kind of friends that we have on social media, right? See, social media has its advantages and disadvantages, but here social media has its own advantages and disadvantages. Yeah, let's get back. "No profession," said the phonograph voice, hissing. "What are you doing out?" Now, this was a mechanical car. You can call it like an AI generated car, and there was no human beings actually here. So the voice told him that, what are you doing out? It is abnormal to be out. Nobody in this city is out. What are you doing here? Walking, said Leonard. Walking? Just walking, he said simply, but his face felt cold. Walking? Just walking. Walking. I mean, that's abnormal, absurd. Yes, sir. Walking where? For what? Walking for air, walking to sea. Your address? 11th South St. James Street. And there is air in your house. You have an air conditioner, Mr. Med. So the police is confirming that there is air in your house. If you have air in your house, why do you need this air for walking? I mean, that's not necessary. You also have an air conditioner, Mr. Med. So it's confirming. Yes. And you have a viewing screen in your house to see with. So viewing screen is a television. No. No. There was a crackling quiet that in itself was an accusation. So here he tells that you don't have a viewing screen. You don't have a TV. That's abnormal, unnatural. So here what is being highlighted over here is Leonard's lack of conformity to the social rules. Like when others, everyone is following a specific set of rule in the society, Leonard is the one who is an exception. And when you are an exception, you're always questioned. And that is what Leonard is being done. Are you married? No, not married, said the police. Voice behind the fiery beam. Beam is the light. The moon was high and clear among the stars, and the houses were grey and silent. See, again, the word grey means dull, and they were silent. Nobody wanted me, said Leonard with a smile. So in a joking, light-hearted manner, he makes this comment. Don't speak unless you're spoken to. So he was snubbed, and the police told him that don't just tell anything, only what I ask you, you give an answer. Leonard waited in the cold night. Just walking, Mr. Med? Yes. But you haven't explained for what purpose. I explained for air and to see and just to walk. Have you done this often? Every night. For years. The police sat in the center of the street with its radio throat faintly humming. Well, Mr. Med, it said. Is that all? He asked politely. Yes. Here, there was a sigh, a pop. The back door of the police car sprang wide. Get in. So he was not taken inside the car. Wait a minute. I haven't done anything. Get in. So that was how he was commanded. I protest. Mr. Med. He walked like a man suddenly drunk. As he passed the front window of the car, he looked in. As he had expected, there was no one in the front seat, no one in the car at all. Get in. He put his hand to the door and peered into the back seat, which was a little cell, a little black jail with bars. It smelled of riveted steel. It smelled of harsh antiseptic. It smelled too clean and hard and metallic. There was nothing soft there. So the world described over here, the world of riveted steel, means it's a mechanical world and there is no warmth. Where are you taking? Now, if you had a wife to give you an alibi, means an excuse, alibi is an excuse, said the iron voice, but where are you taking me? The car hesitated, or rather gave a faint whirring click, as if information somewhere was dropping card by punch slotted card under electric eyes. So here, dropping card, dropping means being released. Punch slotted card under electric eyes. Now here actually it is being referred to it is suggesting a methodical processing of information, like when information is processed in a very organized manner, in a systematic manner. So that is being explained here. You can call it a metaphor. This one, what is this? Information over, as if information means data. Like when how data is processed in a systematic manner, that is what is being described here. As if information somewhere was dropping card by punch slotted card under electric eyes. Electric eyes means electronic system. To the Psychiatric Center for Research on Regressive Tendencies. So he's been taken to an asylum. Why? Because of his regressive tendencies. Regressive means a tendency, a behavioral pattern which he is showing that is absurd, not conforming to the social rules, and that is actually not matching with a developed city. Like a person, a citizen of a developed city is supposed to be inside the house watching television, getting glued to the screen, not communicating with anybody, walking, which is he is not expected to walk at night on a lonely winter evening all alone when there is nobody around. So these are all signs of regressive tendencies, and that's the reason he's taken to an asylum. The police car rolled through the night avenues, flashing its dim lights ahead. They passed one house on one street a moment later, one house in an entire city of houses that were dark, but this one particular house had all of its electric lights brightly lit, every window allowed yellow illumination, square and warm in the cool darkness. So this is the line where we get an idea about how Leonard's house was different, completely different from all the houses in the city. Why? First of all, his house had all the electric lights brightly lit. Underlying this entire place, this is where we get the central message of the story, and this you can get as a reference to the context. Every window allowed yellow illumination. So every window had a loud yellow color, which was square and warm in the cool darkness. That's my house, said Leonard. No one answered him. The car moved down the empty riverbed streets and off away, leaving the empty streets with the empty sidewalks and no sound and no motion all the rest of the chill November night. That brings us to the end of the story. Okay, so the story emphasizes that in future there can be a situation where people will stop communicating with each other, where our screen time will be our the main activity that we are all busy with, where we will not even think about coming out of the house because we will be isolated from one another, we would be indifferent from one another, and this is the kind of a society probably where we are all getting into in the near future. So this is a picture of a futuristic dystopian society. I'm going to come with the central theme of this lesson shortly. I have explained the entire story. Hope you have enjoyed the first lesson of your grade 10th. And if you think the video was helpful, do give a like. Please keep motivating me. Show all your support, and make sure that I can reach a wider audience so that many students get benefited. And thank you so much for being with me for the entire grade 9. I'm really, really grateful. You all matter a lot. I love my community. And I've got so many students, those who are keen to join my classes from YouTube. That's also I'm really grateful to help all of you, basically. See you soon in my next video. And yes, I also want to say something, that I also have a small channel where I share, like, my daily routine, my vlogs and other things. So sometimes you can even go and watch that. And it's like your very light-hearted vlogs where there's nothing about study. It's just like what I share on my daily basis, my little bit of cooking, my little bit of vlogs on my daily life. So yeah, sometimes you can also go and check that. Thank you so much, dears. Have a nice day. Goodbye.